another Zola's Feast. Thank you so much for coming back to my YouTube channel. Thank you to the family members who have subscribed. For those newcomers, welcome. Please become part of the family and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of this deliciousness. Also, while you're at it, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up because, you know, we love it when you show love here. Okay, so today I'm very excited because I'm sharing today's recipe because, first of all, it's one of my most requested recipes on my website and on my social media. People cannot get enough of this. So I thought, let's make it for my YouTube fam. And of course, I'm putting a spin on it. You know, we like to change things up a little bit. So today I am making Amagwinya or Vetkoek or fat cakes, whatever you call them, serving it with Boerewors mince filling. Yum! Of course, I will be using my gorgeous Zola's Feast spice because, you know, we like to spice up your life here. So, without further ado, let's get cooking. Here's what you need to make this dish.
4 cups of cake flour, 10 grams of instant dry yeast, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt. You'll need some warm water. You'll also need a coil of Boerewors, 500 grams. You'll also need my delicious Zola's Feast spice mix, yum, and a cup and a half of beef stock, as well as a cup of peas.
So I'm going to start off by making the Amagwinya dough, just so that can rise while we make the mince, so that, you know, we're not wasting any time. Let's get cooking.
Mix the yeast and the sugar with the flour. Give it a good stir to incorporate everything. Then at this stage, you can add the salt. The reason why we add the salt afterwards is because we don't want the salt to kill the yeast. So give that a good stir. Then it's time to start adding the water. So add a little bit of lukewarm water, a little at a time, stirring to make sure that you don't add too much. Keep adding the water until you stir and you get a dough. Once all the flour has been absorbed, you can start kneading it. I start kneading in the bowl and then put it onto the surface, and then I give it a good knead for about 8 to 10 minutes, just until it's elastic, and when you press it, it springs back. Then you know it's ready. Drizzle a clean bowl with oil, add the dough, swirl it around, and then flip it over, and it's done.
Right, all I need to do now is cover the dough with a cloth, or you could cover it with some cling wrap. Then it just needs to sit in a warm place so that it can rise until doubled in size. And while that happens, let's make that Boerewors mince.
Start by removing the casings from the Boerewors. I use a pair of scissors to help and just, remove all of the casings. Then heat a pot with some olive oil. Then add the Boerewors and stir it to separate all the mince. And you want to cook it until it's browned.
You can obviously use regular mince to make this recipe, absolutely, but I love using Boerewors because already it has all that coriander flavor. And my Zola's Feast spice, I'm just going to take it to the next level and add extra spice. But like I said, absolutely, you can use regular mince. But whatever mince you use, or if you use Boerewors, you have to be patient at this stage and just let it brown. So let it get some color, because color is flavor.
Once you have a good color on the mince, it's time to add my delicious Zola's Feast spice mix, which you can get on my website. Add that. It's got delicious spice flavor. Then you want to make sure that you stir it and you cook the spices, so you let them toast. Add the stock. Give it a good stir. Then you can season to taste with salt and a bit of pepper, and then leave it to simmer for a few minutes before adding the peas, and then give it a good stir and leave it to simmer for another few minutes.
Now, obviously, this mince isn't just good for Amagwinya like we're having it today. You can use it in so many ways. You can serve it, with rice or pap. We love pap. You could use it as a filling for samosas. Use it as a filling for pies. Use it however you enjoy it. Switch it up, change it up, make it your own. Now, the dough has been happily rising somewhere warm. It's time for the big reveal.
knock back the dough by punching it and kneading it to back to its original size. Then it's time to divide it into equal pieces. So I use my scraper and just cut it in half, and then each half into half again, and then each piece into 3 to give you the 12 even pieces. Then form each piece of dough into a ball, into a round circle. If you want other shapes, you're absolutely welcome to make it other shapes. But then pop them onto a board and cover them.
So while the magwinya prove, it's time to heat up the oil. I didn't mention the oil at the beginning as an ingredient, but basically you want to make sure you use an oil that is neutral flavored, so either a canola oil or a sunflower oil or coconut oil if you want. You also want it to have a high smoking temperature so it doesn't burn. Heat that to medium heat. If you do have a thermometer, you need about 170 or 180 degrees Celsius to fry. Basically, while we wait for the oil to heat up, I just wanted to tell you, for those who aren't South African and don't actually know what amagwinya or Vetkoek or fat cakes are, essentially they are a donut. So it's balls of dough that are deep fried, and they're delicious. You can serve them, with a sweet filling. You can have them as they are, or you can have it with a savory filling like we're doing today. And amagwinya is what we call them in isiZulu. My tip for the perfect amagwinya is to have an extra pot with a lid standing by, because as soon as they come out the fryer, they go into that pot with the lid on, and the steam makes sure that they stay soft and tender. And for the second proving, I don't prove them for too long, for the same amount as the first proving, just a little bit shorter, just so they puff up a little bit, and then we're on to frying.
Drop the dough balls into the hot oil and let them fry gently. Turn them over. I turn them a few times till I get the perfect golden color. Then pop them into that pot that's on standby and keep frying and keep putting into the pot. This makes sure that your magwinyas will be crispy, but they'll be soft.
You definitely do not want to skip the step of keeping them in a closed pot. Just look at the difference. I mean, see how soft that is? Yum! And our mince is ready. Right, time for the best part. Tasting time. Okay, here goes. You know when something is so good and you can't help but dance? That's how good this is. Oh my goodness. If you've made amagwinya before and it haven't worked out, try my recipe, try my tips, and trust me, you will get it right every single time. Try the mince, put it together. Oh my goodness, so good. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. Do it now. Do it. I'm waiting. Okay. And also, while you're at it, make sure that you subscribe so that you can join the Zola's Feast family. So until next time, I will be waiting to create yet another simple and delicious feast for you. See you on the next Zola's Feast. Bye now.